Why'd it mess up? Okay. It messed up for a moment. That's concerning to me. Huh. You know, I was not expecting something of that level of an issue, but I'm glad that we managed to sort it out. Oh god, we're looping. Everything should be all set now. Yep, cool. We're going through this. Okay. How you doing, Bite? And I think we're in. Can you hear the music? With darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart. You're so supreme. I'd give my life, not for honor, but for you. I'm glad you can hear the music, because I'm gonna ruin it in time. There'll be no one else. This is the true filter to see if people are in it for the series or just me or the gameplay. This is the true filter for the faithful and the non. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain. God, I love the James Bond intro that they added. A street frog to heal his trial to survive. For the day they see the light, and give my life for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. That's all I got, Bite. I got enthusiasm and nothing else. It's the way I fly to you. I can't go that high. I need helium. Still in a dream, snake eater. After this, we'll get back to the proper gameplay. Snake eater. Alright, now that we have scared away everyone who, you know, has the possibility to be scared away. Interesting. I'm not sure why the audio from it cuts anytime I tab off. That'll be something I have to work on, but gonna idle here a little bit so that, you know, we can give some people some time to show up. Is it no? Interesting. I am not sure what is causing this to be an issue, but just double checking a few things, making sure that it's all going well. And we're gonna go over a real quick thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm not shocked it's in game settings. Okay. Interesting. It changed the size completely, would... Weird. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna sit here a little bit and talk while we're waiting. Some rudimentary stuff. How is the audio balance now that I'm not caterwauling over a really nice song and completely ruining it? How does the audio balance look right now? Let's get a screenshot for the next set of thumbnails. And what? Come on, game. I need you to stop being... I didn't realize you could switch into first person for this segment. That is very good to know. Okay, here we are. Options. Audio. Audio mix. Play audio in background. That is exactly what we want. Graphics. Graphics preset. No. Okay, balance is good. VSync. All of that looks good. Filter. Legacy. We're gonna be sticking legacy as much as we can through this. Language and subtitles on. Wonderful. Let's turn that on for now. Hey, bingo, that's where everyone's being taken. Accessibility, audio, mouse and keyboard, controller, that's what we're looking at. Graphics, wonderful. And now, because of that, I can adjust over here and talk freely. And while I get the chance, I am also gonna just make a quick YouTube post about this. Just, you know, get that set up. Desktop. The thumbnail. Post. Wonderful. That's all set. I think I have posted the invitation to everywhere it needs to be. And yeah, I, at this point, just want to get started and figure out just how much of this game we're gonna play. I have played both Delta and the OG. I've even played both versions of Delta. The over-the-shoulder one, and then the classic mode, or whatever you would call it. Like everything in the Metal Gear. We are going to play Legacy style, just cause that's the way Kojima intended. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Do we play extreme, hard, or normal? Because I think extreme could be nice just for, you know, the video aspect, but it also could be nice to just do normal to get the proper experience or whatever. What's your take on this, Spite? Oh man, who is eternally correct. And I wouldn't say I entirely recommend Delta. It's really nice to have a whole new coat of paint on an old game, but it is very much a case of, you know, the game is exactly the same as it was before, and if you don't like that, you're not gonna like this. And, you know, obviously, if you have the old one, you might not feel the exact need to touch on the previous, or on the new version, and vice versa. On difficulty, normal, hard, or extreme. Because right now I'm waffling between extreme and normal. So yeah, trying to figure out what I want to roll for this. Because extreme could be fun, but, you know, normal might be better for getting things done in a timely manner. Everything rides on you, Bite. You will either save this run or absolutely destroy it. Damn it, Bite, I come to you to have all my questions instantly solved, not some namby-pamby in between. In that case, just so we can do things in a reasonable manner, extreme. Important tips only. Right. Let's get on this.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Yeah, we'll get things rolling. Yeah, this is... I will admit, this is a little surreal, starting a massive series like this. And I cannot wait to see how it all goes.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
God, this is gonna be fucking amazing.
On main parachute.
All right, ready to go.
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass.
Hello, Zero. Paramedic.
Good, we've got high visibility.
This will be
Put out that
fucking
cigar.
brilliant.
Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask.
Yeah, come on, man. Put on that mask. Otherwise, we're gonna give you replacement
Know what he's doing?
cyber cigarettes, or whatever the fuck those are. The Phantom cigars. Yeah, we'll give you a replacement of
Hey,
vape.
are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Just because you're Snake doesn't mean you can, you know, survive at altitude without a mask. You're doing a Halo drop, for God's sake.
Depressurization complete. Checking oxygen supply. 6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
You know, before I die at some point, I want to do
Sunrise.
maybe not a Halo drop, but I want to do like a proper bit of skydiving. heights aren't amazing for me, but, you know, you gotta do it.
Minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour.
130.
Try not to get
Got it.
frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate the alarm bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Oh, I'm absolutely not confident for it at all. I'm just...
5, 4,
I just want to do it at some point, you know?
1,
Spread your wings
and fly. God be with you.
God be with you, Colonel. So, as somebody who knows nothing about flying or whatever, how important was it for Snake to do the whole
Jack, I've
loop-de-loop?
got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission.
No, the virtuous mission.
No,
The future of
Virtual
our Fox unit
Mission
depends on it.
was, I
Succeeds,
think,
we'll
Metal
be
Gear
officially
2,
organized into a unit.
or Solid 2.
Virtuous mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right.
God.
So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB-754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities.
Oh, it's absolutely critical. I'm just wondering
Expert
how
on weapons development.
crucial.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
Yes.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man
Time
most
for your history
responsible
briefing.
for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he
Given-
left his country and his family
Given
behind
what
and went over
all
fence?
the
Not
fucking
exactly. One of his conditions
Metal
was that his
Gear
family
turns
was also to
into,
be taken
I don't
safely
think
to
he
the
was
West.
particularly
He used
wrong
the mole
for
to get the
being
family
afraid.
out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962.
This
President Kennedy
This
received
is
word
so
that the
fun,
Soviets
just
were in the
going back
process of
over a
deploying
series that
intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba.
it's probably one of my favorites,
President
I
demanded the
wouldn't say it
Soviets
tops
dismantle and
Metro,
remove the missiles.
but
At the same
God,
time, he
it's
announced
such a
a
fun
naval
series.
blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war.
yeah, well that
Frantic
tends to do
negotiations were conducted
when
through the
you're
UN's
transporting
Emergency
nuclear
Security Council
material
and unofficial channels
all around.
to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba. And so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust.
Absolutely brilliant.
But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get
Were
rid of them anyway.
were the
They
Jupiter
had no
missiles
strategic value whatsoever to either
obsolete
the
at that
US
point in
or the
history, or
Russians.
is this just a
The
Metal
Turkey deal
Gear
was a ruse,
thing?
a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence
I mean,
agencies
obviously, I'm
around
gonna
the world.
assume
So what
it's
did
a
the
Metal
Russians really want?
Gear-ism,
Sokolov. They wanted us to return
but
Sokolov.
I'm not sure how much
You mean the Soviets
crossover
pulled out of
between
Cuba
Truth
just to get
and
their hands on
Kojima there
Sokolov?
is.
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice.
God, the fucking
President
slide
Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's
noise.
demand.
That is so cool.
The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight.
No,
Then a month ago,
what do you mean, Bite?
we
You're
received
you're
some new
you
information from one of our
supposedly know
models.
everything. Why don't you know about this?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, something more
missile.
dangerous.
Same technology.
I guess you're right.
And there's a
We don't know the
reason
details, but
we
it appears to be
poached
new
a lot
kind
of the
nuclear
V2
device.
scientists with
For half a year now,
paperclip.
the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The
Do
Virgin Cliffs.
do better, Bite.
Nice name for a virtuous mission.
Yeah,
They
penetrate
moved
the
in there
Virgin
just
Cliffs
recently.
for our virtuous
Why?
mission.
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
God, it is so wild to see like the root of everything, you know, that was done after the fact, obviously, but you know, the root of everything that was to come later in the series, you know, and then we'll see eventually what started everything with Metal Gear 1. And go from there.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate
right.
Selino-Yarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize we had first-person segments. It's been a while since I played.
If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking.
Yes, sir. Yep. Halo.
Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that
Yeah,
point.
this is such a
Helium will be
fun
pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The
way to
process
have you
takes
just
about 20
interact
minutes.
a little.
Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The full surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
And then we use
Take it
that
easy.
in
It's been combat proven.
5.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
Yeah,
Shock will be
something's
less
in my
than
ear.
during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning
The
on
upgraded
going over
version
the
can
border
do a
in
few
single
tons.
combat talent?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Yeah, no, this thing is a
Sounds like she could hold her own
fucking
against a battalion of 10.
massive thing to
Even
have.
with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Understood.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
It's so funny to have the fully upgraded version of them in V, and it's just like, yeah, I'll fucking open a portal above where I'm throwing shit. We need to dispose with the whole idea of realism right here and now. Okay, so you are gonna be my man in the Google chair bite, at least for this one thing. Was the Fulton recovery system an actual program that was attempted to be started, sort of like the Davy Crockett? And the Snake Hiss. Because, like, I know, you know, obviously Davy Crockett, that was a whole thing with portable nuclear launching, but I'm not sure about the Fulton stuff. Hello, Snake. Or should I say, David? This is such a fun start to everything. How long is the cutscene? I keep trying to remember just how long the cutscene is, because I know he loves them.
Somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other.
Okay, Fulton is real.
Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake.
How extensively is it used? Is that like the basis of what we use for weather balloons right now?
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one at a restaurant.
Okay,
Be
in the Dark
careful,
Knight.
You might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's
Major,
see.
give me
I'll
my
be-
Lunchables.
I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be
That's a music
sneaky
reference.
mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Major,
Great.
I was
Now
promised
I see why you
Lunchables.
asked me if I
Give
like
them to me.
snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha.
Because of the
Getting back to
Cobra unit.
subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
Yep.
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's
I
covered in
love
ivy
the
and press the
stupid
action button.
built-in
I'll be
tutorial that they
monitoring your
give.
progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a
I'm so
call
glad
if
I don't
need
have to
talk you.
write all of those
If you
down.
need to talk to me, use the send function.
I've got a
Okay, Snake, go get your
I've got a paper around here somewhere from my first playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 1. And here it is. I'm gonna adjust the bandana real quick and we'll get in to the whole show. Hey Jared. Hope you're having a good time. I know I certainly am. Starting a brand new series, and it's gonna be fucking kick-ass. Okay. Fulton about 17, prominent in 60s, obsolete. And no worries. I am glad that you have come around. Hey, I'm glad to hear that you're having a good day, man. God damn, this game is beautiful. Even with the old legacy piss filter, it is really nice. Okay. Interesting. And was, like, the Fulton mainly used for, like, personnel extraction or like items? What was its main purpose, you know, beyond ferreting snakes about? Gonna have to get used to the controls again, because, well, I did have the option to play with non-legacy controls. What's the point, you know? Go all in, right to the classic. Okay, personnel and equipment, that makes sense. What time are we working
your
with?
backpack, Snake.
Okay,
To
6:30.
equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your
Cool.
backpack. In
Yes,
the
Colonel.
survival viewer, choose weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a list on the screen. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing. for
Interesting.
item.
Got it.
One
Use the
fatal
survival
accident
viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival
is...
is fundamental to this mission. After you've
Was
been out
that...
in the field for a
Is
while,
that
your
like
stamina will start
one
to drop.
incident that we know about, or just one incident across all of its
You won't be
deployment?
able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun.
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor.
That's wonderful.
However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire.
That's less wonderful.
Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it.
And
Suppressor's durability
simply
is shown in
for
the icon.
open statement, we are gonna try and go as non-lethally as possible. I don't want the Sorrow fight to be any harder than it needs to be.
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of
What
your
about
person,
XOF,
no
Major?
weapons,
What
equipment,
about them?
footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges too. Your
Yeah,
presence in
going
enemy
off of
territory
that,
is already a violation of international conventions of
I'll
warfare.
give the commentary at the
There aren't
end.
supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. There'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and U.S. government will deny any involvement.
Interesting. I'll have to read up on that Fulton thing.
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy.
Mhm.
It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
I mean that thing they put in my tooth.
I wish it
before
was
the
that
mission.
easy to
That's
counteract
wrong. But be careful.
cyanide.
If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
Mhm.
I guess that means
Solo.
I can't count on any reinforcements.
That is by
Correct.
definition
The mission rests
how it goes.
entirely in your hands.
The real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you.
Yep, so
This time, survival is of utmost importance.
what we got, paramedic,
The first member of the support team will be in charge
the
of
one
monitoring your
dude.
physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data.
Yeah, past military
Remember
operations
Fox as well,
eventually
and
enter
she's
public
here on the
domain.
gunship with me.
Or not public domain, but they lose their
Hello, Steve. I'm paramedic.
classification.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, paramedic.
As an medic who comes in by parachute.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield.
Captain Nemo.
After
That
a week,
that is such
no
a
one has a
fun
name.
literary
What's
reference.
your name?
Jane Doe.
Very
Uh-huh.
funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data.
Yep.
Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save
Otacon and
frequency.
Rose.
140.96.
Yeah, not all details
So
go
saving
public,
lets me
obviously,
record
but
mission data.
That's right. It also
a fair
be
amount of
what's the
stuff
state
about
your
them
health.
does become public, and you can do a
There's one more person I want
FOIA
to introduce
request,
you to,
I
Snake.
think, to see if you can get more.
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor.
Yeah, that again,
Actually,
I
it was the boss that got
just
the
like you
DCI's
said, Jared.
authorization
I'm
in
also
the
not
first place.
a professional on this
She's gonna
matter.
be serving as
That's
Fox's mission advisor.
what I've heard.
Bosses?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
I'm fine,
That's
Mom.
right.
Don't
It's
worry
me.
about me.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can
Yep.
tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Let's not get too creepy with this.
Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top
God.
secret mission. You didn't need me.
Still are.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No. I taught you
Whole bunch of
everything you needed
unknowns.
to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Something like that.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
You,
How to
you
think
can
like a soldier?
kind
I
of learn
can't
that
teach
as
you
you
that.
go.
A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit.
I'm not going to entirely
Spirit
agree
and
with you
body
there,
are
miss.
like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side
All right,
right
Jack.
now, doesn't mean they
David
always will be.
is
Having
solid,
personal
I believe.
feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit.
Hypocrite
Politics
much?
determine who you face on the
I-
battlefield.
Considering
And
you
politics
were
are a living
a
thing.
thing with the sorrow.
They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack.
Fascinating.
I was on a
So,
top secret mission. A
I mean,
soldier
obviously
has to
that's going to
follow
be
whatever
the
orders he's
source
given.
of inspiration
It's not his
for
place to
the
question
virtuous
why.
mission.
But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born
Huh.
fighter, but you're not quite a
That's
soldier.
really cool how
A soldier is a political
plausible
tool,
they
nothing
made it.
more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a
Jared,
soldier is.
I employed
I do
Byte
whatever
as
I have to
our
to get the job
man in
done.
the Google chair.
I don't think about politics.
That's not
He
the same
he is the
thing.
one who is
Sooner
making
or
sure
later,
that
your
everything is
conscience going to
known
bother
that needs
you.
to be.
In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun.
Hey, Wikipedia is a damn good source.
Loyalty
You can use it to
the end.
jump off to a whole
Do you
bunch
know
of
what
other
it means?
areas.
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
It's amazing how
President
much
and the
that
top
will
brass
change.
Won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
And that's a dangerous
People
thing
aren't
to
the
do.
ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The lolly lule
The
low.
times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times.
God, this is so cool to look back at this conversation with the knowledge of everything that happens in this series.
Even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute
This is so
certainty
cool.
is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit
I know,
that the boss
this-
put together during World War II was a
This
snake.
is so
The Cobra
cool,
unit.
just like you said, how
Heroes that brought
plausible
the war to an end and
everything
saved the
is.
world.
Except for some of the
Legendary
stuff
hero
involving the
backing you up,
boss.
you'll be
That's
fine.
a
Isn't that
different
right, Snake?
kettle of fish.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes.
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here.
Knowing about
After all,
the
who
Santa
knows if either of us
connection
will
with
make it
this
out alive?
is
Snake,
so
you
sad.
were always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
They sure are.
CQC. Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Mm-hmm.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the major?
No,
Boss is
she's
communicating with us by
out
radio
and
from
about
aboard a Permit-class
in the
submarine
field.
Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Understood,
Your
boss.
mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position.
Yeah,
Avoid
this.
heavy combat and
this
don't
is
let
so
anyone
cool.
see you. Don't forget that this is a
Right,
stealth
that's-
mission.
Fucking hell. I need to write down the things I'm thinking about talking about.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Was looking for some suspenders so I could make a little harness like that, but couldn't find any. The only suspenders I do have are fairly nice
Commencing virtuous
ones
mission
that only
now.
fit with a certain pair of pants that is also nice, and I don't feel like lounging around in those. Nope. What do we got? Okay, here we go. Right, first up, the fake death pill. God, I wish it was that easy to just get around the whole issue of, whatchamacallit, cyanide poisoning, because everything else can be fairly, it can be touched on fairly well, you know, with just, like, liquid charcoal. But, you know, the issue there within is the way that cyanide binds to certain chemicals and stuff. We've got a Santa Claus outfit. That's brilliant. But yeah, cyanide is a really impressive little thing. Right, Tiger Stripe. We're going Tiger Stripe. And something I do passively remember being mentioned at one point is Kojima was thinking about having you actually have to search for and pick up your bullet casings, which very much does sound like a Kojima thing. But I am very glad that it was dropped. Oh, there's something to talk about that I didn't realize was, like, very localized, or not very localized, but somewhat localized to my area and other parts of the world. Magpies. Magpies are aggressively common creatures where I am, like, to the point of them being almost bothersome. I didn't realize that they were not everywhere in the US. God fucking damn it. I only figured that out when I take a shot, went to Mongolia, and people were like, "Oh, what's that bird?" And it's like, you don't know what that is? That is a magpie. Really cool birds. Very intelligent and in the corvid family. You know, same as... Wait, are they corvids? I think so. But yeah, same... If they are corvids, you know, that's the same species as crows and ravens and... crows, ravens, and blue jays. And stellar jays. Just the jay family in general. Oh yeah, we unfortunately have a lot of the believe it's the European sparrow. I'm trying to remember the exact subspecies it is, but they're a invasive species, which is bothersome because they drive out the native barn and cliff swallows. Same with the pigeons, but pigeons are pigeons.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
Yep.
AK-47s and grenades.
47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international
You mentioned
law.
that, Major.
You can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved.
Could be house
Contact
sparrows.
with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage
I'm
them in
gonna
battle
trust
either.
your Google
This
foo
is a
on that.
stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends
Yeah,
on how
most of my
well you
knowledge
use your
comes with
camouflage.
migratory
Change
birds.
your camouflage by selecting camouflage from the survival viewer. The uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the face option
Really?
lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that
Freaked
blends
him out,
in with
huh?
your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl
Understood.
instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index.
Yep.
The camo index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area.
Ah, fair. I
The
could see
higher
how
the
that
value,
is, but
the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
alright, first proper combat situation. But first, need to do some mushroom hunting. Oh wow, I did not realize that they were this aware. Gonna check controls real quick. Action. Need to figure out how to do the strangle. Ah, secret theater. I'll have to look at that at some point. Pause, camel cure. Nope. It's got to be in actions, right? Holding up enemies. Get close, CQC them, and then go from there. Cool. I did not want to roll. Come on. Okay, there you are. I need you to turn your back and keep going. Come on. That's not what I wanted. I can tell you that sparrows would not taste very good. Or at the very least, you wouldn't get much meat off of them. They're very small and bony birds. very, very bony birds. Only thing I can think less of what I'd want to eat would be like maybe a coot. But that's just because those are nasty little critters and will personally take umbrage with your existence. Okay, yeah, compass. What do we got over here? God, it is very much a thing of getting used to the different camera perspective. Because after playing so many like over-the-shoulder games, no longer being able to go over the shoulder is quite the doozy. Yeah. Okay, weather check for you all. How is the weather? Because for me right now, it is hot and smoky as shit. Like, to the point where I am sneezing like mad. Okay, come on. Ooh, that's a snake right in front of me.
HQ, please respond. This is HQ. Patrol here. We're being attacked. Enemy position unknown. Going into high alert.
Shit.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
I did not realize that when it said, you know, they were reactive, that they were that reactive. Lovely. Fuck it, we'll load back, 'cause that is a bad enough performance that I just want to erase it from existence. But yeah, no, it is really cool that they kept the OG camera as an option. Okay, that's good to know that it's decent enough where you guys are. Do we have... God fucking damn it. Do we have anything camouflage-wise that could improve? Leaf. That's good. Okay, we're hovering... We're hovering around 90, that's good. That admittedly is one of the reasons why I was a little hesitant about this, because I am very particular when it comes to my stealth games. I like doing them very stealthy, and if I mess up, I like to reload. Come on, I need you to turn around. Nope. I'm supposed to hold them up, not whatever the fuck that was. Fuck it, we'll need to move quick. Gonna have to move quick if we want to not deal with the fallout of that. No, god fucking damn it.
The enemy is close by.
Fuck. No, we're continuing on. Yeah, game over if discovered is really nice, and I do think it was available for 2, and yeah, it's in European Extreme. I'm still not sure why it's decided that European Extreme is what it's called, but hey, you take what you can get. Okay, man, I need you to move along. Move along and let me do this. Go on, dude. No. Is it just tap the CQB button? Or what? Because I do not want to throw. God fuck. Right. We are gonna retry this until I can figure out how the fuck to just grab. Go here and hide. Breaking his tape is good. The issue is I need to not be discovered. God fucking damn it. Hold the button without moving the left stick. That's probably it. All hail Byte, the fucking Google master. This shit is driving me Google debunkers. That is bothering me so much. Yep, Leaf. I hope that you guys are into this, because by Jove, this is what you signed up for. This is what was fucking signed up for. Fucking hell. Just hold the button without moving the left stick. But I think that we have replayed the game. There we go. Segment enough. Interrogate. That's not what I want to hear, dude.
Speak. Let go of me. Speak.
Anything?
He won't hand over Sokolov.
Fuck it. Well, you were right, Byte. Thank you. And... lovely. Drag him into the underbrush and get to it. Just hold the button without anything else. We've got this. Now that I have that personal side quest done, I think we can go about things in a better manner. Grenades full, that's bothersome. Oh god, I specifically turned on the legacy filter because I feel like that is half the joy of these games, just existing within that piss filter. What do we have here? Ammo for the Mark 22. Wonderful. Wunderbar, as the kids say. Come on, let's go around. I'll get used to the controls by the end. And they still have the stupid ducks, which is magnificent. There we go. Grab and drag him. Come on. Hurry up and drag. Okay, he's going that way. Cool. Which means... map. Yep, close map. We have that area and that area cleared. I don't recall anything being there that we need to get in terms of items, though we do lose them anyway. Yep, pull out your glasses, Snake. Know you're an old man who can't see too well. Yep. Where's Yaddles? I invoke bees in the name of Yaddles. I invoke bees in the name of Yaddles. Yep, slide down and into the underbrush. Okay, you're going that way. That's wonderful. Yep, move about. And, don't fucking turn around. Yep. Come on. Move it one way or the other, sir. I've only got limited munitions and very limited silencers. What were you... You know what? You're right. I was trying to remember if the bees disappear in New Game, or when you have to come back. Where the fuck are the bees? Turn around, dude. I need to trigger your allergies. We shall continue an ancient tradition in service of Yaddles. I'm trying to remember just where the hive is, because obviously we can see it. Well, we're gonna move on and reload that, because that is a fucking pathetic performance. There's the hive. Okay. We're gonna let everyone gather again, and then give it the old toss. Come on. Yep. I know you guys want to get over here. So walk a little faster. Oh hey, there's a frog creature. There we go. Got that. Okay, there's 2 to 3 hives here. That's very good to know. Yep, run. Run away. Yep, there's bees. Flee from the bees. Got this. This has probably one of, like, my least favorite bridge crossing mechanics, which is if you're randomly near an edge, it'll fucking throw you off and kill you. God damn it. Reload. I am not dealing with that failure. This is how you learn more about me, folks. You will learn that I do not do well with failure in this sense. If I'm gonna do something, I need to do it right. Come on, walk a. Actually, it chases them, so there we go. Yep, across the bridge. I said across the bridge, goddammit. There we go. Now we meander across and fall off, because of course we do. Okay, I don't see the dude over there, which is good. Now we meander down here to get the item, because I don't fully remember what the item is. All that I remember is I must get it. Ah, the XM16 E something or other. Now you might ask, what is the field-tested US rifle doing out here? To which I say, no fucking clue, man. No fucking clue. Yep. Yeah, do not question why the American rifle is being found over there. Rasviet. Okay, we're actually making progress now that we're not being bombarded with stuff. We're gonna lose a bit of progress here, I think. We're gonna lose a fair bit of progress here.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump.
Supposedly. Yep. Peek through them goggles, Snake. What do you see?
Sokolov from here. Security is pretty tight.
Well, stream is going well. Everything looks like it's going good.
Around the perimeter.
That is what I like to see. Wonderful.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Your mission is to bring Sokolov.
I forgot to
back
put down my
alive.
radio
He must not
antenna.
be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more.
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
But Major, it gives me a cool visual when I'm staring at things. Yep, and pop in here. And double check camouflage, anything that'll make us look better. No. Wonderful. Yeah, so let's try and sneak around to the back side. Okay, we were just about to reach a grass patch, so I could have looked around using that. Is there anything for me to throw? Can I hear anything? Oh, I hear the fucking frog creature. It was no one. Stop worrying. There is no need to worry, sir. Yep, yeah, nobody here. Don't fucking worry about it, dude. Ah, fuck rats. And slip under. Fuck, I do not like that they have rats in here under this. It is no fucking thank you. There are a few things that I am actually afraid of, and rats are one of them. Get it the fuck away from me. Christ on a fucking bike. Why are there so many rats? Like, I get that it is accurate to where we are and everything, but is that strictly necessary? You know? No, I need to remember to go with the right one. And tree bark, splinter. He's gonna go there, which means we should probably go around this way. Actually, if done well... Fair. Yeah, that is fair. Everyone has their own thing that gives them the heebie-jeebies. And admittedly, I have something that... God fucking damn it. I will admit probably gives me more than enough reason to be fucking terrified of mice and rats, but yeah. It involves me cleaning out a hayloft and being like God fucking damn it. Being like, you know, 50 or so feet up in the air, you know, just trying to move hay bales down on like a, it was like a 6 foot by 6 foot little thing that was made of just 2 hay bales for like 3 stacks down. And, you know, I push one of the bales off, so now I'm on the like 2 by 3 segment all the way up in the air. And mice just fucking swarm up all over me, start clawing me, biting me. I, you know, start freaking the fuck out, as one reasonably would, and then tumble all the way down the haystack. Took me a long ass time to get over the heights aspect. I have yet to get over the rodent aspect, which admittedly I have no urge to get over. So, you know, that being afraid of them doesn't bug me all that much. It's more so the fact that they're fairly common to deal with that's bothersome for me. Okay, so when we go there, we want to pop a few and then just keep going. Yeah, no. For better or worse, working on a ranch will expose you to a bunch of things you probably didn't want exposure to. Yeah, so in case you ever wondered, you know, why whenever, shit, I'm spacing on their name, but the person in the Discord who posts pictures of their pet rat, if I'm, you know, why I have a slight aversion to its existence, that's why. There we go. Now we don't need to crawl. We just need to keep walking into there. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Tigro. Tigro. That's the person I'm talking about. Wanted to look it up just so I got the name right. Yeah, nothing against you personally, Tigro.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you?
Oh god, I can imagine, but
You never
the Ansel River is quite infested.
CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
Your CIA.
Not quite.
I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero.
I have a
He said,
message from him.
sorry about the wait.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
Sorry for taking a while to get you.
He's a man of his word.
You don't need to look into that
No
one
time
too
for
deep,
this. You have to
Snake.
Get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt?
Yes,
Never heard of
Thunderbolt Ross.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland.
Hey,
Ever
we
since the Cuban
saw
Missile
that building
Crisis 2
in
years
the
ago,
most
Khrushchev
recent
has been
Metro
pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West.
trailer.
Despite resistance and criticism from hawks
Kept you
in the
waiting,
army
huh?
and the provincial authorities,
2 years is a while
Khrushchev
to be
has
stuck
managed
in
to
the
suppress the opposition
Soviet Union.
so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position.
Those damn
And
agricultural
on top of
policies.
that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Yep,
Precisely.
that
In
would
a sense,
throw a
Khrushchev
few
has lost his biggest partner, and his power
issues
base is
into
rapidly
things.
crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces.
I didn't realize that my mouse keeps
overthrowing
moving even
Khrushchev,
when I'm off the
and
tab.
installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place.
Mm-hmm.
The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the Gru. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB 812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that
Wild
is
to
not
think
enough to
that this
satisfy him.
man
Now he's
has
plotting to seize
access to
secret
the
weapon I
philosopher's
have been
legacy.
developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power.
Absolutely wild.
The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then the soldiers outside.
Yep.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside.
It's to prevent you from getting got.
Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me,
Yep.
even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem.
So it would seem.
Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You
I
must get
should
me
hope
out of here
so.
before then.
Eva seems quite skilled.
By the way, your Russian is superb.
Thank you. I can almost
Where did you learn
not be
this?
able to tell it from English.
From my mentor.
Stop looking so proud.
That's so. America is truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts.
No. I have no love for this place.
Just wait till you
Let's
see
go.
the grocery stores. Those are always fun for somebody to stumble across the first time. Let's talk.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Yes, sir. We'll attach a
What about the
Fulton.
sentries?
No one spotted.
Treat him like a fucking
What about the boss?
Luftballon. We
lost
just need
contact with
98
the boss
more.
some time ago.
Or
What
rather,
happened?
It's probably
97,
just a
including
weak
me.
signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
This is always such a interesting thing. Seeing how much was actually known. About, you know, the virtuous mission and its actual purpose. Because, spoiler alert, the boss is actually working for the United States. I appreciate Sokolov's attempt at CQB. No, Hadoukens don't work. The cross you made might work against Vamp, though the issue is, I believe he's called Vamp because he's bisexual, not because he's a literal vampire. Just ignore the movement happening out of the corner of your eye. And no, I didn't kill these guys this time, so this is a reasonable thing to have happen. There's a reason why it is an amazing game. Oh god. And it's wild to think that this man is also working for the US. Kinda, maybe, not really.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. What's a Gru soldier doing here?
It doesn't look as cool when you spin a pistol like that. It's gotta be a revolver. And you know, Volgin is a fascinating creature. Especially with how he's treated in V.
He's the Ocelot commander.
You couldn't tell that until he put his hat on. Really?
Don't you forget it.
God, I love just how fucking campy Ocelot is.
Sokolov is ours.
He is fucking amazing.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
I need to gesticulate all the time with my hands. Except, I can kind of make it look cool, because I'm not an elderly scientist. In all fairness, he was... It's kind of weird with whatever's going on with the Man on Fire. The Man on Fire is a fascinating little thing that I really wish was touched on more. And it's also a shame that the Fox engine has never, as far as I'm aware, hasn't been touched on again, because it is a really good engine.
Even if it is for the Gru.
Sokolov, take cover.
Yep. Goodbye, Sokolov. V is amazing. It is part of the reason why I would love a Metal Gear 1 and 2 remake in the Fox engine.
Not the boss, are you?
No, I'm Big Boss. Again, I'm Ocelot. I have to keep gesticulating and go, rawr. I'm Ocelot. Somehow you managed to take me seriously throughout all of this.
Crew operatives?
I could fucking tell that, Sokolov. You're not being useful.
That stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Yep. Never try a technique that you've never field tested before. Don't fucking scream, Sokolov. You are suitably unuseful. God, that is so cool hearing him say, shoot the other one, knowing that he's Adam. Stop writhing on the ground, Ocelot. Oh, Ocelot is absolutely a theater kid. I admittedly can't comment too much since I was in band. Mind you, I was not a band kid. I was a kid in band, but there was enough connection point that I do not have any right to comment, especially since I helped with the theater productions in the pit orchestra. God, this is such a fun intro, knowing what happens.
You ejected the first bullet by Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first
You're not
place.
cut out for an automatic in the first
Twist your
place.
elbow, absorb the
You
recoil.
twist the elbow.
That's more of a revolver technique.
And just like that,
Filthy American dog!
just like that, Pistol Bobcat dies, and Revolver Ocelot is born. You are so lucky that he did not hit the rock behind him. Because if that happened,
Was some fancy shooting.
Ocelot would be fucking dead, and like, the entirety of the plot would not happen for the series. That's not enough. I need to be amazing. I do love Pistol Bobcat. He is such an amazing character for all, like, 10 minutes he's on screen.
Major, do you read me?
I read you.
Yep,
Snake, you
do you
alright?
read me, Major
Run
Tom?
into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Yes.
An internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
You know, this
I don't
war
like it.
ain't very
Something
cold
about
at
the
all
whole
right
thing
now.
Stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Alright, let's... First off, let's pick up... Yeah, no. Just seeing how close he was to hitting his head on that rock and, like, stopping the entire Metal Gear anything from properly happening is amazing. Let's grab what all we can. Hey, I have a shotgun. Because I definitely would use a shotgun with how loud they are. Anyway, let's meander back and go catch up with our wayward engineer. You know, where exactly were they dropped again? The two soldiers? Because my immediate take on that would be maybe it's Adam or Eve. Hello, Sokolov. You know, maybe they were the ones that left the rifle.
You okay? Those men were from
When-
the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz.
Do we know when the
The best crew in this
AR-16 was, like, officially field tested?
war. I'm finished.
Calm
Yeah,
down.
calm down.
I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look,
That's a massive fucking gun. I am not shocked that Wikipedia does not tell you where
the Shagohod,
it was
the treading behemoth, a tank.
Shagahad.
Nuclear IRBM.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain.
Oh yes. And, without
And thus
support from friendly
begins the
units,
boss's obsession with
Nuclear-equipped tank
Metal
capable of
Gears.
operating solo.
or Big Boss. Going from that to Peace Walker to Sahelanthropus.
This is only the end of phase 1.
That's a really cool ear clip for his monocle.
Phase 2.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his
A
hands on
weapon
it,
to be Metal Gear.
Cold War.
The end of the Cold War.
Because we can't surpass something that don't exist yet.
And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
World War.
I had
No.
choice but to
I think it's beyond a world war.
I didn't want to die.
That is very fair.
I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly. They cannot complete it without my help.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, M16, not AR. I should have caught that. That's on me. I should have been the one to correct you and dock your pay for not knowing everything, Bite. Careful, don't stand too close to the edge, Doctor. You're gonna fall off. I said don't stand close to the edge, you nitwit. But yeah, my bet is Adam or Eve ended up leaving the M16s. Okay, first used in 64, so yeah, no, that would line up with the timeline of them theoretically being left there in 62. Boss, you're not in Antarctica. What are you doing here? Yeah, field testing a few years ahead of time. All lines up. Please do not drop the fucking Davy Crockett.
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Ah, yes. Yaddles, we summon you. Yaddles, come here. Her presence is being known. All hail Yaddles. All hail the fucking bees.
Hornets.
Hello, Pain. No, that's the fear. The pain is up there. What in the fucking Hideo Kojima bullshit is that? It's beautiful. Yep, have a seat.
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
Got a frog in your throat?
We will fight with you once more.
I can't make a good joke about that.
Welcome back, boss.
Please don't. Please don't do it that. Please don't do that with your eyeballs ever again. Hey, there's your ex.
It's raining blood.
Like, officially ex? I don't know. Just give me a straight up and down nod. You don't need to go all around with your head. The sorrow is sorrowing. Now the question is whether or not we see that. We as in Snake. What, Kuwabara is like mulberry bush or whatever? And it's like supposed to dissuade lightning from striking you. Oh, and it's gone.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel
Yeah,
Volk,
yeah.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
The fucking rubber gloves.
Boss, what is this?
It's all
I'm
part of the
defecting
plan.
to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Yeah, along
Well,
with
let's
the
nuclear warheads.
Davy Crockett.
These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he?
You don't need to over
Another one of your
emote like that,
disciples?
Snake.
Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras.
No, I'm a grown man.
He is not
I
yet
can do
found
what
an
I
emotion
need.
to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
What emotion do we think
Think you can
Big
pull the
Boss
trigger?
is? Besides, even if you do pull the trigger, it won't do much of anything. It's a trank gun. Well, that's a fucking hell.
You've seen my face.
Fucking hell. Bones aren't supposed to bend like that.
You can't let him live.
Let me beat the piss out of my own student.
If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished.
That's why he won't need to. Well, a recoilless warhead.
He must die.
Well, in this case, it's a Davy Crockett
Wait. He's my apprentice.
launching
I'll
system
take care
for
of him.
a warhead. I don't know what it actually means, but I know what it
Jack,
is. Let's put it that
You
way.
can't come with us.
The Davy Crockett is a absolutely fascinating bit of kit. And I'm not sure if that's like a translation thing or something else. 'Cause normally Kojima is really good, like to a weird degree of accuracy on these things. And that's how I got this bandana. And also, I'm fairly certain that at least most Davy Crockett's are... Most Davy Crockett's are meant to be fired from like a Jeep or something, not a funny handheld thumb push.
Are we done here?
Now, on to Sokolov's research facility.
I think it's that the warhead has a delivery
Shagohod
system
ours.
built into it, like propellant that it uses to launch. It's been a while since I watched the video with Jonathan Ferguson, the keeper of firearms and artillery at the Royal
My
Museum.
place is with them now.
Yes, I must go to Yaddles and Frogman. Wait, Frogman, that's Wugs. We have Yaddles, we have Wugs. I'm not sure who else we can find here. You know, it's a really funky, I would say Kojima-ism to how it's being referred. That's the best way I can put it, a Kojima-ism.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Colonel.
Yeah. Just barely.
Loud
Snake,
and
listen to me.
clear.
You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move?
And no worries, man.
Got to get those wounds
It's,
treated. Hang in there.
like I keep saying, it's a
Alright, let's get you
Kojima-ism,
fixed up.
and trying to
Alright,
figure out what he means is
Just relax and it'll all
half
be
the
over
battle.
before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
I'm sure I can.
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got
Yeah,
to get you patched up.
talk about that in like
Here we go.
12 months
First, open the
when we're at
survival
the
wheel with the survival
president's
cure button.
place.
If you select cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into two types of treatment: medicine and surgical procedures. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone.
Now
and
I can use my
lacerations in the
actual
upper arms, right elbow, and
EMT
abdomen.
experience and
You
let you
need
know
to
how
be fixed
realistic
using
this is.
surgical treatment.
This is what I bring to the table.
Move the healing cursor with a movement stick to the affected part of your body, and press the enter button. Once you've selected the affected area, use the movement stick to select the medical item, and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone
I'll-
fracture, first secure the
when we
affected area with
move
fastener
real
and
quick,
then wrap it in
I'll
bandages.
I'll pull up an image of Davy Crockett in its traditional form.
Clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely. Understood?
Yep.
Stay with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
Okay, cool. Now that we're in the game proper again, Davy Crockett nuke. Now this, want to find a good image of it. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty good set of images of the Davy Crockett. I can make a duplication of Swede Lion. Browse. Where did that one get dropped? That's always a fun question. Where the fuck did this image end up? Okay, it is in downloads. God damn it. Open... copy... Yeah, no, the Davy Crockett is a really interesting thing. Here we are. That should be a good view. Want to see what it looks like proper. Now we can zoom it out a little bit more. Yeah, so in the first thing you can see them priming it. The actual warhead is that little top thing, obviously, and the main way that I've seen it is in the third image, where it's normally attached to like a vehicle of some kind. And as such, the general idea behind it is, you know, you drive out to the location that you're going to be firing it. You know, either attach to the vehicle or, you know, mount it on the tripod, as you can see there. From there, you fire it, and then, you know, with luck, you can drive away fast enough that the nuke does not catch you in its nastiness. Yeah, this actually is one of the exact images that I am very used to seeing. So if I go to browse, yep, this is the one. Yeah, this is the exact image that I am used to seeing whenever Davy Crockett is talked about. Do you see how it's hooked up to the back of the vehicle with the sort of winch system? Snake's a big boy. He can handle it himself. You know, Davy Crockett's are a really cool and fascinating bit of military history. But yeah, now I get to give my thought process on how real things are as an EMT. So, obviously, first thing we do is disinfect. Up. We've got it somewhere. Suture kit, not exactly the order I would go for. Septic, and then bandage. Yep, suture, bandage, septic, disinfect. That was exactly the wrong order to do it. Oh god, I will still say that it is such a damn cool system. I'm not sure why bleeding is above septic or above the put on a bandage, because at least in my personal EMT opinion, you normally want to disinfect something. If it's really bad, we don't use this except in really bad situations, like mass casualty incidents or whatever. You can have like a hemoseptic gauze that we've moved away from with a lot of stuff, but it essentially heats up inside the wound and semi-cauterizes it. We've moved on from it just because there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong if not done right, but it's a really cool bit of kit. Yeah, and then, then you want to bandage it, make sure that everything is good after you stitch it. Because generally, you don't want to try and run stitches through a bit of cloth. Yeah, hemostatic gauze is really cool, and the only time I have used it was when we were practicing for, like, a mass casualty event with gunshots. So, main thing is you've got, like, the pit that the wound is in. I'm gonna use I will use a spare napkin I have with me and the chapstick lid. More or less what you do is, you twist a bit of it up, and it's been a while since I took the mass casualty course, so information might have changed from now. So this is not medical advice, do with that what you will. But you essentially just pack the wound with the hemostatic gauze, really getting your finger inside of the wound, try to keep any blood from going anywhere else. And then, from there, once the wound is completely packed, you wrap the wound, completely, try to stabilize it and go on to the next person or injury that you're dealing with. And, while all of this gauze, is packed inside of the wound, the hemostatic stuff, I'm forgetting what the actual, like, chemical is, but all of the hemostatic agent, it starts doing its thing, cauterizing the wound, making sure that it goes and increases their chance of survival. With all that, you can then control bleeding, and obviously you have a tourniquet going above the wound. I believe last I heard, you want to have it be above the joint you're going for and tight. Before it was, said, like, you want to go all the way up to, like, here or whatever. Try and cut off blood flow, because, it's better to have to deal with lack of blood flow than lack of blood. A shocker on that one. But, yeah, overall, I would say this is a very good way to go over injuries and all that within a system. Now, broken bones, this one is far more simple. If it's a long bone fracture, that's going to be your... Why am I spacing on this bone? Your upper arm bone or your femur. You want to make sure that, specifically with the femur, that the bone is properly placed. Because something the femur really likes to do, because of, the thigh being a really big muscle group, when it breaks, want to make sure this is in view. Essentially what happens is the bone fragments can slip like this, and because the bone fragments are sharp, they like to cut everything up and absolutely obliterate the insides, making a nice cavity where a lot of blood can fill, specifically from your femoral artery, I believe. So what you do is you grab onto their foot, which, you know, is here, and then their hip here, and then literally pull the bones apart and try and put them back in roughly the right place. Because then it'll help them a lot with the pain, and from there, just generally keep them alive longer and make their life less awful. There's like a whole traction splint system we have set up. You know, you can do it makeshift, but it's really nice to have the traction splint. I've had to use one. It is not fun. And then, you know, from there, you just want to stabilize the bone and wrap it before we can get to the next level of care. So all that aside, we're going to put a splint and a bandage. And, you know, obviously you want to make sure that it's not an open fracture, because generally if something's an open fracture, that means, you know, the bone is sticking out, and between you and me, it is not good to have bones sticking out. Okay, I'm glad that you guys are, at the very least, amused by this. Okay, that... I have never had to relocate an elbow before, thankfully. But I would say that that's about what you would probably want to do if you were like a professional medical personnel. Because at least the protocol I worked with, you have 3 attempts, I believe it is, to try and reset a joint in the field. Because any more than that, and you potentially can do more damage to them and the musculature in the area.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon.
Yep.
Can you set it up?
Fulton me up. Yeah, shocker, coming from the EMT, I enjoy medicine and all that comes with it. But mostly the business and financial side of it is fucking stupid to my mind, but that's a rant for another day. Jared, going off of your comments on the Davy Crockett, I think we get to see it being used up here. And mind you, take this all with a grain of salt, because Volgin is not a normal human when it comes to operating one. What in the Oedipus complex is this shit, man? The Shagohod is such a fun design. I will admit I greatly prefer it to Sahelanthropus. Lanthropus is a really cool one, and fucking stop moping, Ocelot. Yep, here it is. I think this is... There's your warhead, and there is your Crockett.
Excellent.
Was that
Great
Eve
success.
in the background?
Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the
Yeah, no,
Shagohod.
that's Eve. Fucking hell. I didn't realize we saw her this early on.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
Uh-huh. The dude's married and has a side piece. You know, I think this is like a... If I had to guess, it's like a miniaturized version of it.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear.
Yep, no. You don't get to use your lipstick of death. God, this...
A kiss of death.
This is so fascinating, learning about what's going on with Eve. I haven't played 4. Does she... Do you know if she shows up in that one?
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should.
If we know it's good
We
for
have no further use for
probably
Sokolov's research facility.
probably put one in her
I
dome.
think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
You know, this, in case you're wondering, Jared,
Our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
this is generally not how you use voice crack. This is generally not how you use
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Crockett, and not gonna want spoilers for it. This is just me musing about it. And there you go. That's more or less how you use a Davy Crockett if you're ignoring a lot of the finer details. But yeah. No spoilers. Thank you for reminding me to actually say that. But this is mostly me musing, because I generally know what happens in 4, I just don't remember a lot of the details. Like, I know about the whole bullshit about Liquid Ocelot and all that, but none of the finer details, and I know about the contents of the end cutscene. You have become... Fucking hell. You have become Death, Destroyer of Worlds. And I am gonna get some water while we're in the in-between segment. So, sit tight. Oh yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to finishing with a semi-blind playthrough. 'Cause a lot of what my knowledge comes from is watching Nurbit's Can You Beat Metal Gear Before the End? I'm not gonna sing for this one. Bite already had to suffer through my rendition of Snake Eater at the beginning. No one deserves to suffer through that twice in one day. I will say, I absolutely love the James Bond intro that they added.
But you're so supreme. I give my life not for honor, but for you.
I fucking love this as an addition to the game. You know, it kind of makes me wonder if they're gonna if there's going to be anything similar like this in the 4 port. I doubt it, because it sounds like it's, you know, logically just going to be a 1-for-1. But this would be so amazing. Though, admittedly, I'm not sure if there's any song that is nearly as iconic as Snake Eater. I admittedly have a song that I prefer more than Snake Eater, and it's from Portable Ops, but I don't think we have a song that's nearly as iconic. Sins of the Father, maybe? Because, what? Can't Say Goodbye to Yesterday is amazing, but it's not quite as iconic. Here's to You is good, but that's not like an original Metal Gear piece. I'm trying to think. There's the... It's what, the Welsh song? It's Welsh or Gaelic from Metal Gear Solid 1. I can't think of any song from 4 off the top of my head, which could be a good thing.
Currently flying over the Arctic Ocean, altitude 30,000 feet, approaching Soviet airspace. Arriving at the designated drone launch point. Drone oil pressure and voltage are nominal. Payload oxygen supply is nominal. Power supply to payload antifreeze system shows no problems. No gusts. All systems go for drone
So I want to say this is a Blackbird?
Snake, we can't risk a halo jump this time around. Airspace security has gotten tighter since we were last here.
Alright, Bite.
We can't get as close to the ground
Need
as we
you
did during the virtuous mission.
need you to do your Google
So
food.
instead, we'll be using one of our newest weapons. Snake, you're being given an honor on par with Alan Shepard.
What's a fucking
patriotism. If you fail,
parasite
you'll be back in a hospital bed
attachment
again,
to this
waiting for the firing
aircraft?
squad. So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most advanced ICUs in the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Okay.
Must be part of the
Reconciliation.
top brass's
Noted.
inquiry.
More like an interrogation. According to them, I'm a traitor and an accomplice to the boss's defection.
In all fairness, that is a logical thing
They're
to
just
assume.
looking for a scapegoat.
Does that mean they're after you too?
Let's just say
And,
neither one of us is going to be
Fox.
made a national hero out of this.
Does this mean Fox is going to die?
No. This fox is still one step ahead of the hounds. The reason I came to see you today, Jack, it's time for Fox to clear its name.
What are you
Yep,
talking
clear
about?
its name.
The situation has changed. We still got a chance to come out of this one alive.
Yeah, what kind of chance?
Don't get too excited.
Not a very high one.
Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban.
Was this taken from Kennedy's personal stores? Or did Kruvacek
This
send
morning, I had a meeting with the CIA.
gift?
They decided when they're going to execute us?
No. Something even bigger.
What are
Yesterday, the White House
what are we
received
dealing with?
an unexpected call.
President Johnson? Yes, I hear you, Mr. Chairman.
What do we
It was
got?
a hotline call from Khrushchev to President Johnson.
Yep.
From the head of the Soviet Union?
That's right.
A few days ago, one of our country's main design bureaus, OKB 754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion.
Nothing to do with us, I
At
swear,
about
boss.
the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Does
That
any
had to
of
do
this
with us.
sound familiar to you? In retaliation, I have placed our armed forces on secondary alert. Depending on your response, I may be
I
left
love the
with no
art
choice
style
but to
in
order
the
military
Metal
to
Gear
maximum
games.
alert and unleash Armageddon. With the help of your predecessor,
and
I was able to survive the Cuban incident.
if
But
any
my power
if
is
any
not as
game
great
was
as it
to
once was.
get a
If I am to
emulator
survive
made
this
specifically for
crisis,
it,
must
I
have
would not be
your
surprised
full
if it was for,
cooperation.
you know, finally
I
being
should
able
have
to play
contacted you myself.
most of
Did
the
you know that one of our
Metal Gear
soldiers
series
defected to your country a week ago?
on
No.
computer is a big thing.
So you haven't heard that. The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin of the Brezhnev faction. Go on. Who is the soldier?
Her name is the Boss. She's a living legend. During World War II, she was the one who led us to victory in that war.
Yeah, she also gave birth on the
Russia,
battlefield,
you
which
know
is
her
a
as Voyevoda.
whole separate
mean
kettle of fish.
The boss?
The
mother
boss.
of your special forces?
Yes, that's the one. And she took 2 miniature nuclear shells along with her.
The boss took 2 miniature nuclear shells.
I'm afraid so. I believe
Kruchek,
they were a gift for her new hosts.
You're not allowed to use the snake
Davy
method
Crockett
of
Atomic Battle Group
conversation.
delivery system was completed 2 years ago. But serious problems were found with the launcher's range and precision.
Mm-hmm.
Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
And that is a very good
But
thing.
Sokolov's research facility
Because the last thing we need
wiped
is a
out. The whole
nuclear
area
mortar
is
system.
polluted.
I can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
So, the boss, with Colonel Volgin's help, stole 2 experimental nuclear shells and took them with her as gift when she defected.
More or
Then,
less.
shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top-secret military research facility, was destroyed by one of these weapons.
Now you're
Am
starting to
I
get it.
right so far?
Yes, that's correct.
It's not looking good
And
for
the
anyone,
American
but
government denies any involvement in the affair.
that's what it
Is
looks
that
like.
right as well.
That's correct. We were not involved in any way.
Then what was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our radar screen? It was clearly in violation of our airspace.
We were trying to
and yet you
extract
say
an
it was not
asset.
acting under your orders.
That's correct.
Well, two
You
separate
expect
issues
me
were
to
happening
believe
at the
that
same
this was
time.
all the work of a single soldier?
I don't know what else to tell you.
The enemy insists that this is all a ploy on your part.
Uh-huh.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Our government had nothing to do with it.
And I would like dearly to believe you. However,
But-
I'm afraid my power over the military has weakened since the Cuban incident. I will need some kind of proof that this was not the action of the American government. You have 1 week. You must catch the boss yourselves and recover the remaining nuclear device.
Understood.
Then, you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence.
Yes, preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your tricks.
The boss
We'll-
should be close to Colonel
We'll figure it
Volgin.
out.
How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable. And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction, which seeks to topple my government.
Very
1 week.
much an issue.
You have only 1 week.
Interesting.
It's not too much to ask. Do something about Volgin
Not
as well.
emulation.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing means nothing.
So what does that make
Call it
for like
modest
a
gentleman's agreement to
from the
ensure
ground up
continued
remake,
relationship.
or
What if we
What's
can't
what's that
prove
look
our
like?
innocence?
I mean, we'll obviously see come
Unable to
August,
restrain the
but
military, I will be ousted, and they will seek their revenge.
wonder what that'll actually look like.
A nuclear attack on the United States?
The death of mankind as we know
I
it.
leave the disposal of this situation entirely to your discretion, Mr. President.
Disposal.
If you fail, it will mean the beginning of a new
Or not
world
emulation,
war.
a port.
Put it simply, in order to avoid a
port is what
full-scale
I
nuclear conflict,
am
we have to
thinking,
prove
maybe?
that America was not involved in that explosion.
Though
And
that's a
eliminating
very
the boss
broad term.
ourselves will prove America's innocence.
Right. The higher-ups have decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off.
Yep.
You were her last apprentice. Screw this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under.
It'll just happen
no
to be
choice.
on Russian soil when that happens. Zero is such a
Are
fascinating
the Russians going to be helping us?
little character.
The KGB has promised to lend us one of their communications satellites so that you and I can talk to each other.
Well, hello,
That's it.
miss.
They've also put us in touch with a couple of insiders.
I forgot that Kojima
Insurrection in
adds
September
those little
1960.
posters
You
fucking
remember it?
everywhere in the
You
game.
mean the two NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Precisely.
Yep, Adam and
Since then,
Eve,
they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation.
I think.
Their code names are Adam and
Yep,
Eva.
Adam and Eva.
I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks.
Got
Also
this.
arranged for him to provide you with an escape route.
This is so fascinating,
rendezvous with
knowing
him when you
who
get there.
Adam actually is. Anyway, right, Bite. Can you do some Google foo to try and figure out what that little parasite craft is? That is admittedly something I would like to see more of in like modern and like futuristic military designs, like more parasite craft.
Bearing south. I'm about to lose it.
Parasite craft are such a fun little thing. Okay, PS3 games consoles. Okay. Just recompile it for another platform. Well, in that case, that brings forth the all-time question of, what the fuck's took them so long to get the port out, but considering the company has just moved on to do nothing but like fucking pachinko machines ever since, it's not shocking. Okay.
This is Snake. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake,
Yeah, no,
let's
that-
go over
that
your mission
tracks.
objectives one more time. Rescue Soviet.
And also wasn't
Find out what's happened to the Shagohod.
for like on the very tail end of, you know, the PS3 games, so it
This mission
might
will
as
be
well
codenamed
count as like a
Operation
PS4,
Snake Eater.
like right at the very end, and like was cutting edge for the
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm
tech.
not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand?
Okay,
I mean, it wasn't just
a
the
Lockheed
West. What's it
D21.
to us if the Khrushchev
I'll have to look
regime
at
is
that.
threatened by the colonel and his faction?
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange,
Yeah,
then
that's better than what
And
the
what
alternative is,
CIA
Snake.
demands.
our priorities are the rescue of Sokolov and the destruction of the Shagohod.
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my
Oh,
code name.
cool.
It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
No?
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my code name, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? Came out last
Yes, I did.
Must have missed that one.
year. Anyway, it's based on a true story about prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The
And it-
prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished. The prisoners succeed in escaping by using the last remaining tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You use the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan. But I got the name wrong. The one that escaped him was Harry. Tom was one of the unlucky Toms.
So are you Harry now?
I watched the movie again just to make sure. In fact, I even ordered the actual film from the movie company.
Yeah,
that's great.
The greatest name to use. So what should I call you?
You know, let's just use Zero, like we've been doing all along.
All right then. Major Zero it is. We'll start over from square one.
Yep.
From square zero. My frequency?
Yeah.
140.85. Oh, I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Is this
hello, paramedic?
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of fate.
Execution, revocation of your paramedic license. It's basically the same.
Recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also the same. 140.96.
140.96.
And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on the latest in weapons and equipment technology. You'll be going up against some of the world's most advanced weaponry when you infiltrate the research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
148.41.
Mr. Sigint. Got it.
Brilliant.
Adam, your KGB contact, is waiting for you at the abandoned factory up ahead.
The same factory Sokolov was being held in last week.
Yes, meet up with Adam first. He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach the factory. The whole area's been polluted.
I think it's gonna get name dropped right here.
No one else would dare come close. The password is...
Yep.
Who are the Patriots? And Lali Lule Lo.
The Lale Lule Lo.
Gotcha.
Been equipped with a 45.
That is such a cool...
Be careful, it's noisy.
I thought standard Fox procedure
concept of like the ghost letters or whatever it's called.
You're now on an official mission for the United States government. It would be necessary to make your presence known to a certain extent, to the Khrushchev regime at the very least. But remember, this is still a sneaking mission. Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with extreme caution.
Understood.
If nothing else, at least Skullface will be around to make sure that everything goes as it should. What do we got? You need to find a stun weapon. And we'll need a stun weapon real quick. Yeah, just from a very cursory Google while the cutscene was going on. The Lockheed D12 is so cool, especially combined with the M12. Yeah, the M21. But yeah, no, I can only imagine what it was like coming right off of 2 and hearing, oh yeah, the fucking Patriots are, you know, doing their thing, and somehow, you know, Zero is involved with them and all that. And, you know, looking back, it is so fascinating knowing, like I keep saying, who Adam is and, you know, all that comes with that. Ooh. Let's be very titular. And over here, food, yep. Particulated python. We can roll credits, folks. I have become Snake. Eater of snakes. Snake, surely you could have done that with, like, your knife or something. And you know, didn't need to engage in such brutality.
Tasty.
Right, we can stop playing the game now. We've snakeated. God, this is such a fascinating series to look back at, and I'm really happy that I decided to play it in the order I did. That horse. We all know who has a horse around here. Because being able to go through and see, oh, this is, you know, chronologically the first mention of, say, the Patriots. That's not the horse that I know.
Looks like death wasn't ready for you yet.
Nope, that apparently is the horse that I know. Hello, boss.
Boss.
That arm still hurt?
A little. I'd prefer if you didn't try to re-break it.
What are you doing here?
Snake, you do realize that you can pull the trigger, right?
Go home.
I would say that it looks closer to Pebbles, but
Go home.
Roach is
You and my sons are waiting up ahead.
Roach is a fairly good horse.
You don't have a prayer of finishing your mission. You're not even armed.
Boss.
Yeah, you need to get better at CQC, man. You're still getting absolutely trounced. I also find the amount of paracord on the boss's bodysuit
Go back to your boss.
absolutely
There's no need to prove that you're
fascinating.
This isn't America.
Dude. I hate to break it to you, miss. I don't think that's how bullets fly. You cannot do that, flick shot and make a bullet curve. At least not to any significant degree. Hello, Sorrow.
The border is 60 miles south of here. You ought to be able to run that far.
Why'd you defect?
It was my mission. God.
I'm loyal to the end, to my purpose.
God, that...
What about you, Jack?
That is so cool. Her
What's it
just
going to
flat
be?
out saying
loyalty
it.
to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your old mentor? The mission or your beliefs? Your duty to your unit or your personal
Fucking
feelings?
hell, she just like straight up says it.
You don't know the truth yet. But sooner or later you'll have to choose.
This is so cool.
I don't expect you to forgive me.
Hindsight and all this.
But you can't defeat me either.
I mean, granted, I don't know much about the Patriot or whatever the gun she uses beyond, since the barrel is shaped like a infinity. That's how, you know, that works. Yeah, Jonathan Ferguson, the keeper of firearms and artillery at the British Museum. Cool, so he just got the bones in his hand broken. As somebody who gets their foot stamped on by horses more than I'd like to have happen at all.
This is Snake. Major Zero.
That fucking hurts.
I was ambushed by the boss.
You were what?
The drone's been shot to hell. It's up in flames.
That's not good.
Yep.
Enemy scouts are going to come looking for you.
Yeah, I know. But what was the boss doing here in the first place? There's got to be a leak somewhere.
No, that's impossible. The man the boss is working with, Volgin, isn't exactly on speaking terms with Khrushchev.
I lost my gun. The boss destroyed it.
This...
Snake, I know how you're feeling. It's hard for me to believe, too, that a legendary hero like the boss would go over to the Russians. She'd double-cross us.
Fucking hell.
That's how it is, and if you don't accept it, you'll never be able to beat her.
That's not the problem. In terms of sheer technique, I'll never be able to beat her. I know that all too well.
You've got to do it, Snake. She's your enemy and your objective.
Enemy? We were together for 10 years, and now you tell me she's
This
my
is
enemy?
so cool, looking back.
Hurry to the factory where Adam is waiting. Scouts have probably already been sent out to investigate the explosion.
Being able to
You lost
see
your weapon, right?
exactly
You've got no
what's
chance of winning
going
in a
on.
battle situation. Whatever you do, don't let them see you.
Hindsight is 2020, man. Cool. Pop that and... Yep. It's destroyed. That was me not doing the smart thing. Yeah, but I'm ashamed. How could you forget the name of Jonathan Ferguson, the keeper of firearms and artillery at the Royal Museum? Real fast, let's adjust our camo to leaf woodland. And I hope hindsight is not 2026. I mean, both were awful years, but at least I had the benefit of being a student in 2020 and being able to sort of coast off of that. Now I'm just fucking unemployed. God damn it. Nope.
HQ.
This is HQ.
Come on.
Patrol here. We have evidence of an enemy intruder. Commence alert formation.
Okay, that is fair. You know, I will use that as a... Or I will tolerate that as an excuse of forgetting Jonathan Ferguson, the keeper of firearms and artillery at the Royal Museum, as something that would give more ability to inform me of things. God fucking damn it. Yeah, no, so we're gonna reload and do that again. Yep, slip past.
What the hell is this?
That's a snake that's going right up next to me.
This is HQ.
Patrol here.
Map, what are we looking at here? Okay.
We have evidence of an enemy intruder. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
God fucking damn it.
HQ respond.
Yep, load back. We know what we need to do now. I'm just bungling it up. And no one likes a bungler. No one likes a bungler. Yep. Soon as you pass.
HQ. This is HQ. Patrol here. We have evidence of an enemy intruder. Commence alert
Yep,
formation.
nope. Piss off. Deuces. I hope I didn't forget about a weapon in here, because that will be problematic. Oh yeah, no, because Eva gives us the pistol. Right, yeah, Eva gives us the pistol, and we have our moment of geeking out about it. Yep, come on. Yep, walk across the bridge. I need you to walk across the plowing bridge, mate. Yep, ignore. Yes, you are. Now, piss off. Camouflage. Let's get leaf woodland. Yep. Keep moving. Where the fuck are you? There you are. If done right, I think... Well, I lost my chance to do it. But could have probably grabbed and tossed one. Again, unfortunately, I waited too long and lost my chance. Yep. Come on. Where is he? Okay, there he is. Yep, CQB. God fucking damn it. Come on. Come on. Yep, and now interrogate.
When throwing a grenade, if shot.
Speak.
That's not helpful. Okay, fuck it. You were not very helpful, sir. Yep. Drop that. No one's behind here. Swing back down below. Nope. God fucking damn it. I'm not doing great. I am not doing great, if you can't tell. Come on. I think once we meet with Eve, we might call it there. At least that's what I'm thinking. Once we meet up with Eve, we'll call it a night. Just because, well, I could keep going for a while. I'm not sure how you guys are feeling.
Who's that? Radio, get us some backup.
Well, that was worth a shot. Maybe if I crawled, I could have done it, but nope. True. I did decide to go with extreme difficulty for some reason. Yeah, we'll get to Eve, and then we'll call it a night. That's my thinking. Because that should give us a very good pickup point for tomorrow. Or, not tomorrow, but next stream. You know, whenever that may be. So, you know, give us like another... God, with how I'm playing, like, half hour. And then we'll be all set. Yeah, turn around. Turn around. You know, every now and then I get a little bit lonely and something, don't know the rest of the lyrics. Nope. We climb on. Not the fucking limp noodle shit I was doing there. Interrogate. What do you have?
When throwing a grenade, if
Okay, you are fucking useless. I know about the grenade. I know about the grenade, soldier. I will admit the biggest challenge has been getting used to the control scheme again. Let's find out, has our American soldier come back to resupply? God fucking damn it. Yep, climb up. We have life med, raindrop uniform, and smoke nades. Not a bad setup, and if nothing else, the smoke will be good for us when we inevitably have to flee a shootout. Yep, and now we're... did that trigger the alert permanently? God fucking damn it, yes it did. Anyone up here? Okay, does not appear so. That's good. Let's get the compass on again, just in case. Okay, we got some soldier over there. And I think we can access it through the grate, but we've got to deal with the fucking rats. I keep forgetting about the rats. I really shouldn't be forgetting about the rats, but I do. And oh, nobody here. Don't fucking worry about it. God, fuck. You are a snake. Why don't you eat the fucking rat? What do we got here? Don't fucking worry about it. That's what it is. Maybe that'll help. Who knows? You know, ooh, mine detector. That is really nice. The fun thing is Ratatouille is one of my favorite films, and I also really like the Redwall books. Yep, just hide under the bed, and we'll take off the black face paint just because that's a fun thing to have in the conversation.
HQ. This is HQ. Patrol here. No problems detected. Understood. Return to your position.
Ooh, thermal gogs. That's nice. Thermal gogs are nice to have. Why? What's going on? Do we need to leave the room and... Yeah, we need to leave the room and come back. I know it sucks because, like, they're one of my favorite films. I just can't stand rodents. Ratatouille is amazing.
Sorry I'm late.
Cut the engine. They'll hear us.
Are you the agent they sent?
Are you
Yep.
Adam? I thought you were supposed to be a man.
Snake. That's...
All right, say the password.
Yep, password.
Who are the Patriots?
Say it.
Who are the Patriots? Answer me.
Say the fucking password.
Trapped.
Get down!
It's a damn shame that you didn't insist on the password being said. It's a real fucking shame you didn't insist on the password being said because, I hate to break it to you, man. That isn't Eva. Though, I will say...
is your answer.
I will always appreciate someone using a Mauser. They are probably one of my favorite pistols. And there is our femme fatale. God, even got the music. Is it really necessary to unzip all the way, miss?
The name's Eva.
Is that really what it zooms to? Fucking hell. God damn it, Snake. Get erect about the gun instead. She's attractive, but she is not fucking worth it.
What's your code name?
It's Snake.
Snake, huh?
What's the fucking password, Eva?
Well, I'm Eva. Are you here to tempt me?
No. He's here to smoke a cigar.
Colonel Volgan is a very suspicious man. He decided Adam wasn't the right person for this mission.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Why?
Because I can do things he can't.
I heard you used to be a code breaker for the NSA.
I was. 4
Yes.
years ago, I defected to the Soviet Union with Adam.
You've clearly been briefed about the situation.
The broom handle.
It packs quite a punch. Nice to have when you're on a bike.
And the fun little muzzle jump.
The muzzle jump to create a horizontal sweep. That was impressive.
Bet you've never seen that technique in the West.
It's imitation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a Chinese Type 17 pistol.
Gee.
Around here. Even that's hard to come
I wonder why she has a Chinese pistol.
Don't worry, though. The one I've got for you is American-made.
I cannot imagine why this nice lady has a Chinese pistol.
Incredible.
Do you like it?
Now this is how you win the way to a man's heart.
Polished to a mirror sheen. The slide's been reinforced, and the interlock with the frame is tightened for added precision. The sight system is original too. The thumb safety is extended to make it easier on the finger.
It doesn't have the... I'm spacing on the name of the material, but you can add it to the little holes to have essentially like a knight
Nearly every part of this gun has
sight.
been expertly crafted and customized. Where'd you get something like this?
Now you've
I
got
grabbed it from
his
the Western
attention.
Munitions Armory. It probably used to belong to one of your officers, and there are more where that came from.
Mm-hmm.
You had this with you, didn't you?
Maybe.
Better take this too.
Yep.
What's that?
Uniform.
A
It's
disguise
a
to make you
scientist.
look like a scientist.
A disguise.
Yes. You're here to rescue Sokolov, right?
Sokolov's still safe then.
Yes. He's being forced to continue his work in
The,
the shadows.
the music that is done in the series is amazing for a reason.
Developing new weapons. Security is tight, but if you disguise yourself as a scientist, you might be able to sneak in.
Uh-huh. Whatever you say, Eva.
Can we get Sokolov out of there?
We'll see, won't we?
Tell me how to get to the lab.
The safest way in is from the rear.
You say as you turn around.
First, you'll need to head north through the jungle. You'll come to a heliport used for shipping materials. Pass the heliport and continue north, and there will be a large crevice. Descend into that area, and you'll reach a cave.
What are
Move
you
through the cave,
sawing
and you'll
off?
arrive at a mangrove swamp. After the swamp, there'll be a warehouse. Make your way through the warehouse, and you'll come out just south of the lab.
Got it.
Are you... Oh, creating like a
Just what are you doing there?
hand
In
thing?
close-range combat, a knife can sometimes be more useful than a gun.
Mhm.
By doing this, I'll be able to hold a knife at the same time and still keep the gun steady. That way,
Clever.
I can instantly switch between a gun battle and a knife fight.
I have absolutely zero Spec Ops training, so I cannot comment on any of that.
Right. Let's get going.
Wait a minute.
What now?
You must be tired. Why
Yeah.
don't you take a little rest?
The vocal cord or the throat mic is really cool.
You'll never make it in your condition.
Yeah, I see him a lot with like tank commanders and whatnot.
There's still an hour before dawn.
And the
It's
little
dangerous to walk
tear
the
on
jungle
his
at night
sleeve.
without a guide.
What about you?
I have to get back.
Yeah,
I can't be gone for
she's
too long. They'll start to suspect something.
she's doing spy shit.
Don't worry. I'll keep you updated over the radio.
Yes, Seba.
That's it.
My orders are to provide you with information, nothing more.
And a suit.
You look
You also provided me with a suit.
All right then. I'll do something special for you.
What are you trying to do?
I'll stand watch until dawn. Now be a good boy and lie down.
Uh-huh. I'm sure that's what we were all thinking about that
What's the matter?
situation.
I don't know you well enough to trust you.
Yep, nope.
How well
That-
do you have to know me to trust me?
That's probably the first smart thing you said in a while.
I don't know if I can trust anybody.
That's less smart. You gotta find a middle ground on that snake.
Gonna get that?
So, do we know who Eva
She's
actually
right.
was
You should
supposed
get
to
some
be?
sleep.
Thank you,
Although in your
paramedic.
condition, you really ought to be back in the ICU. Whenever you save the
Eh,
game and quit,
he's-
you'll go to sleep.
He's interested
Sleeping allows you to gain
in
back
one
stamina naturally.
woman, but
Depending on how long you sleep,
and
you may also recover
unfortunately
naturally from
for
sickness and injury.
us, that woman
When you're
is
tired or hurt, the
his
best thing to do is
adoptive
just get
mother.
some sleep. So do yourself a favor and take a nap.
So
Doctor's orders,
Oedipus
okay?
is
Okay.
jumping for joy in his grave. And I don't think that interest is a sexual one, but it's unfortunately a bit of an obsession. Hindsight is such a fascinating thing to have with this series. Because as soon as we wake up, fucking hell, Snake.
What's the matter?
And
We're
we
surrounded.
got some folk. They're coming.
4 of them.
All ocelots. I sense that somebody might make cat noises.
We've got company. It's the Ocelot unit.
Snake.
Let's get out of here. Hurry.
God damn it, Snake.
Here, give me a hand.
Yeah, we'll be taking the underneath route out.
We can use this to get to the basement.
I missed a button prompt, but I am 90% sure it would just be Snake staring at her ass.
Ocelot. I'll get past them on my bike. I'll call you later.
Okay.
Yep,
I'll keep them busy.
for good luck.
Don't go dying on me now.
Yeah, and nothing else. Look, and nothing else at all. Alright, and with that, need to... is it down? Yep, save. We are gonna drop a save here.
You going to save?
Yes, I am, Para.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Really, nothing nothing special for me. Well, the only issue I have with that bite is, isn't Eva working for the Chinese government? And very much not in line with the mission plan that was sent to Adam. And, like, that is half the reason why Adam is so suspicious of her throughout the entire game. It's because, I'm working on faulty memory and everything, but I'm fairly certain that the Eve we're dealing with is not the Eve that... Okay, so all of the NSA code talkers who quit from the NSA to defect are just naturally inclined to be triple agents. Interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna keep your... I am going to trust your word on that one, because I don't want to go looking up much more, but... Yeah, I could have sworn that Eva might not have actually been Eva. And, like, was working a separate mission set given to her by the Chinese, whereas Adam was just, you know, doing whatever the fuck Adam does. But I'm sure we'll figure that out as games go on. But I want to thank all of you guys for joining me on the very first steps of our marathon to surpass Metal Gear. It's been fun as shit being able to talk over all of this, and yeah, we'll figure out the next stream at some point, but gonna try and do what we've been going for like 3 hours. Yeah, try and do like 3 to however many hours we can, because we've got places to be, and I am currently working with the level max difficulty if we're not counting European Extreme. But once more, you all know the drill. Stuff down below, do with it as you see fit, and yeah, see you guys in the next one.